I don't know if you know that, but before the script goes to director, it might go through multiple revisions with the client. So basically, each time it got tweaked and improved, maybe or maybe not, I don't know. It still might work. Seriously, it still might work. But sometimes the idea is not there. The things are unclear. The other scenario could be that the script is actually great, but the budget is off. And I think as a director, it's your duty to make sure that the final work meets expectations of the client, the agency, and of course yours. And I want to tell you about one of my cases where we had actually a really good script, but the budget was tricky. So let's see the final ad, and then I kind of will guide you through the processes and will explain some of my decisions that we took with the team to make sure that we can get at least like that we felt we're getting the maximum out of that budget.
Hei, hei, hei! Esi sveicināts ikdienas ceļu loterijā. Iespēja laimēt ir katram, kurš pārsniedz ātrumu. Pietiek pat ar nedaudz. Pagājušo gadu ceļu loterijā bija daudz dalībnieku. Lūk, mūsu superbalvas, naudas suds, bezgalīga vainas apziņa un pats galvenais – laimē brauc un piedalies.
Vai ievēro atļauto ātrumu?
So the brief from the agency was really simple, like it was 40 seconds commercial, American TV show aesthetics, which is really great, which is something that I really love to do. Absolute humor, like win-win. And we had to use a lot of purple color to match the key visuals on the billboards. That's kind of fine. Potentially on the paper, it looked like portfolio stuff. The question was, like how we can make that happen with a given budget. And remember, like back in the days in the agency, like we had a simple formula for writing scripts. So like, we knew that if we have a low budget, we're using just like one location and it's ready location. There's like no set design involved. Basically, it could be a flat, an apartment, a house, a garage, or like a field or something. If we just came, we put some props and that's it. And we had, like one character. Then we knew that with a given low budget, we can make something visually nice. Then if we had a normal budget, we knew that we can move around and we can use, like two locations, or we can to build something, like let's call it set design. And we had like basically, like we could allow ourselves like 3 to 5 characters. So basically a family. And if we had big budget, like we can allow ourselves basically everything, like we can run horses on the streets of Riga. So that's like common rule for us that we have used. And in this case, like in this scenario, I felt that, like definitely, like American TV show aesthetics, it demands to build a set design. And our budget, it was actually, like budget. It was even less than low budget. So the question was, like how we can met that expectations, especially mining expectations. So I'm a big fan of pre-production. I knew that, like we must do a lot of homework in order to make this clip really nice. So we started with the pre-shoot. I'm gonna show you.
Hei, esi sveicināts ikdienas ceļu loterijā. Iespēlējiet ik katram, kurš pārsniedz ātrumu. Pietiek pat ar nedaudz. Pagājušo gadu ceļu loterijā bija daudz.
That's my DOP, Makar.
Mūsu superbalvas, naudas sods,
My DOP.
bezgalīga vainas.
My DOP.
Un pat galvenais – laimē ceļu būs ciekamu. Brauc un piedalies, vai arī ievaro ap.
So basically that was kind of direction that I wanted to use for the treatment and what I wanted to use like also in the final work. A few things that we understood with the team, like based on this pre-shoot, that first thing, we cannot have that shot. It's too big. There's like too much set design involved in here and we must go closer. So we must think, like something like this. Other thing that we understood was actually here. So my idea, like to visualize that was we're showing here a pile of money nicely. Usually they had this in TV shows. Then we have this demonstration of the wheelchair with this absurd smile, also nice. And then the question was, like how we can show the trip to jail. My thinking was like we can go physically and also bring something to the set design. We can show her behind the bars, like in the just like big cage. That's a kind of cool solution. I felt just that, like visually, it doesn't look better than the wheelchair. For me, like the wheelchair was much more visually interesting than the bars. But the bars, the jail should be the top prize. Like when they have in TV shows, like money, microwave, I don't know, and then the car. And the car is like, wow. And the people go like, yeah, the car. So I was missing, like that car effect here. My second idea was maybe we can, I don't know, like find some room that looks like jail, maybe in those escape rooms. We can have a video shot of that room and place the lady there where she's like stands in the jail, kind of welcomes you like, hey, come inside. And there on the bed, there's this kind of beautiful swan made, sorry for beautiful, but basically beautiful swan made from the towels. Like when they do this in the luxury hotels. Beautiful lady kind of welcomes you like. But again, like the budget is limited, so we couldn't afford that. Here kind of we decided, okay, let's go just like with the Midjourney pictures and generate some stuff, and maybe, like we can achieve some interesting effects here. So yeah, kind of after that, the main question was how we are going to do that. So what I'm usually do, and I do it now on all my projects, I have these boards on Pinterest. And I found that for me, Pinterest is still the best tool for inspiration and for gathering this information. Basically, that was the board for this project. And I just go through the Pinterest and I just select all the stuff that I like. Characters, there's like set designs, some transitions, graphics. At this point, at this stage, I just put everything that I like, and then I will start thinking, okay, how to connect all those puzzles. And the most important part for me was that the set design. So basically, we have a white walls, how we fill them up. And again, remember like about the purple color. So I kind of liked, let me see, oh, I can do that. So yeah, I kind of liked tick, 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 that idea that you have some kind of boards in the background, have some kind of that column with a screen, retro effect screen. Another thing was how we can make that set design to be more related to road traffic safety campaign. And our idea was that let's try to use traffic signs as the main elements and put them all around the set design just to make that visually better and nice. Yeah, so I think I will show you, like another, okay, yeah, so here it is. So because like we knew that we are shooting in the studio and we knew the sizes and proportions of that studio, so we put it everything in, I think it was like Blender. Yeah, I think it was like the Blender. It actually helped us to understand, like how much curtains do we need, what kind of signs do we want to use, and where to put them. So also that was already a sketch from our art department, already kind of gave us an idea how he can build that. So we kind of use that and implement here. So we knew that it's actually possible to make within the given budget. For this shot, we wanted to achieve feeling that we have a actually huge space. So if you take a look here in the final work, it's actually pretty close, what we kind of did. Obviously, we didn't had so much space. Actually, if you take a look again, nope, not BTS. So that actually was our set. So we just had, like one corner, and, like to make sure we have this shot, we basically placed our talent here, and we just like film it like this, and then we removed those signs, and we just put cons here, and we just like flipped that picture in the post. So we knew that it will gonna work. By the way, Ilya, our art department. So yeah, as you can see, we placed that carpet here, like the curtains. We had those signs. We have some that kind of big element as well here. And by the way, Ilya, our art department, and amazing Daria, she was, like the main brain behind the art dep. So yeah, and what we also did, you can see it a little bit here, like that we painted the walls. And you can see here that it actually covers precisely those moments that we would see from the camera. So let's check what we have more here. Here's some pictures from the prop. Yeah, actually, it's a small studio, and when you look at on the screen, it looks actually really nice. Okay, the grid. I think this was the yellow color. Not sure what was that, but it was yellow color. So that was the palette for. No. So that was. I think this one yellow we used to paint the podium for the wheelchair. That one was the palette that we're choosing colors for the road signs. Oh, and nice. And here's the pictures of pre-production stage. Here's Daria, and as you can see, like she's just painting white lines on the carpet. And here's another hero, Maris. He's like actually a photographer, an amazing photographer, and he's owner of this studio. And he let us be a day before on location, just like to put more time in pre-production, because without that, we just wouldn't be able to shoot everything in one day. So yeah, the wheelchair, I think wasn't the one that we used. Okay, the podium. So the story with the podium, we, like had this idea, as you can see here, and we understood, like that we cannot build a podium because again, something to build, it needs money. It's sometimes just much easier to find something similar and just like paint that. And we found beautiful cheap table. I mean, just paint that and we use that as a platform. Again, so we had discounts, as you can see on the set, but we just actually bought them in depot, like in construction store, and just paint them on top. And again, like sometimes when you're painting stuff on real stuff, you can see that the paint doesn't stick really nice. But we knew that we don't go too close to the details, so we can allow ourselves to be maybe, like a little bit raw here, because we'll not see that. Okay, the prop, Ilya, the camera. So yeah, another thing that we knew that we are going to save budget is the camera. Because if you look on this, like that's a huge zoom lens that we were using for the first shot here, like.
Hey.
So that's a zoom in lens. I saw this guy on Pinterest. I think he was like some kind of celebrity and host on the TV show. And I really like that he had this tie with some kind of wheel, the questions, the numbers. And I called my stylist and I said, please let me have that tie. Please, 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 please. Just like find out how much it costs and I can just pay from my own money, but I really want that tie. They found some kind of bed sheets with this car theme, and they just kind of made the tie out of that. And I really like that. It's a small detail here. Nobody maybe noticed that, but I know that. And I like that. So that's kind of small things I really enjoy on the set. And let me show you maybe some of my presentations here. PDF, Steels House, PPM Post House. I think it was this one. I'm not sure. I didn't saw it for a long time already, but let's say. So I'm still, like kind of trying to find a better way to present ideas. Now I'm using a little bit different thing to present, but the intro slide, the editing stuff, like how we're gonna edit. I want to play with the 4 mediums. I need a wide shot to establish this kind of TV show. Again, maybe give a little bit push, just like with the zoom. We will have portraits with the main character, with the host, just like delivering the lines. And we have host with the contester, and of course the beautiful girl with the prizes. So these are the main 4 shots that we are going to use. After that, some examples about the sound design, like it should be Fonšau muziet caur klipu, skatu applause. Yeah, so basically applauses just to give feeling that there's actually a live audience. Style, the characters, casting. And I like how he articulates with the body language those beautiful prices.
The game still based on the pricing of merchandise with wonderful awards.
Yeah. The storyboard and the pre-shoot. And thank you for this. So basically, guys, this is it. And I think that was actually one of my favorite commercials so far, because the whole way how the team worked was fantastic. And for me, that's really nice. If you have any questions about this work or maybe something different, feel free to hit me in the Instagram or just right here.